No, I want to quit doing review videos because doing review videos is expensive. Every single time I do a review and when I'm about to like the product itself, I crashed it completely and then I end up having to pay to fix it so that I can have fun with it again. So yeah, I think I'll just sit down here to play with my sim, which is super safe, and all you need to do if you crash is just freaking press the R button. Yeah, crash! I pressed the R and everything is brand new. But it just doesn't feel the same as real life. So let's just get to the review now. Yep, this was the PAVO20 Pro O4 from BetaFPV when it was sent to me in perfect condition. And this is the PAVO20 Pro O4 after I flew it for 2 weeks. Now, I do not know about other reviewers out there, but for myself, every single time I review a product and when I just got into it and kind of like it, I will crash and destroy it completely, resulting in me taking out some money to fix it back and continue to have fun with it. Anyway guys, here's my late review on the BetaFPV PAVO20 Pro O4, and thank you very much BetaFPV for sending me the quad and also some 3S LiPo as well as the ND filter for the O4 that we are going to talk about it as well, because there are some important note for anyone who is looking for this ND filter to use with their DJI O4 Pro as well. So yes, let's get into fixing the quad, and while we are at it, I will let you guys know what has actually happened, and then we will head out to do some flying and also to let you guys know my honest opinion and feedback on the PAVO20 Pro O4. So let's get to it right now. Now, as you can see, the prop guard here is in a perfect condition. It had a few crashes, not anything too major, but everything is still intact. We do not have a single crack or even scratch on it, except it being a little bit dirty. And then we have the O4 Pro, which is still perfectly good. The canopy is very well as well. And then we have the carbon fiber frame as well, which is still in perfect condition. We are only left with the AIO, yes, and it was a 40 AIO. So what happened was I had a crash, nothing too major. I lost RX, the quad fell to the ground, and then I couldn't connect it back to my radio. I came back to the workstation and then I couldn't figure out what has actually happened as well. So I emailed BetaFPV and they told me that it might be a loose RX chip on the board itself. But with my experience and skill level, I do not think I would know where is the RX chip on this tiny little board, and even if I do, I wouldn't have that skill to solder it up. So anyway, I got myself a new AIO from BetaFPV. And for anyone who do not know what is the board that is being used on the PAVO20 Pro, this is the BetaFPV F4 20M AIO rated 2 to 3S. Now here is the accessories that comes together with it, and do take note that the board itself do not come with the connector as you see on the PAVO20 Pro O4. You will have to solder them yourself, and I know definitely it will be taking a lot of time for me to do it as well. And then it comes with this XT30 connector as well as the capacitor for it, and also comes with the USB-C dongle and also 2 VTX connector wires as well. So yes, let's get straight into it right now, and then we will send the quad again. I'm going to start with the tiniest part, which is the motor connector itself. There are 2 different kinds of connector here. One is straight and then one is L connector. This is the angled connector that we are going to be using, and this is the straight connector that we are not going to be using. The nightmare begins with me failing to solder the connector to the board itself because everything was just super super tiny, so I decided to go for a direct solder. But as you can see here, the motor wire length is just right together with the connector, so I cannot snip it off. But to remove the motor plugs from the motor and do a direct solder on the pin itself to the board. And then I found out that the pin is just too thick for the motor pads on the board, so I'm left with only one choice, which is to do a wire extension. And I guess we all know that this is actually a pain in the ass, but anyhow, we finally did it. But this is not over yet. A new nightmare came. Alright, mission accomplished. Let's do a test now and see if everything is good, and then we will hook this up to Betaflight, and yes! All is good. All of the mess for just one freaking VTX cable that connects the O4 Pro to the quad. I still could not find the original one that comes together with the PAVO20 Pro, but I found one which is usable. We have got visual right now. Everything is hooked up, so let's go out and fly. And during the flight, I will also tell you more about the experience of using the ND filter from BetaFPV, the problem that I had with it, and also the solution that has been given to me by TC Moore. So, yep, thank you very much again, Thomas. You are multi-talented. So, let's go! Before we head out to fly, here is a quick guide for anyone who is doing a board swap on their PAVO20 Pro. All you need to do is head to the support page on BetaFPV website, go to the CLI of quadcopters, and then scroll down to find PAVO series. There are tons and tons here. All you need for the PAVO20 Pro is a third one, CLI and firmware for PAVO20 Pro F405 223S Gen TM V1.0 FC. Click on that. And then scroll down again to look for the HEX file. If you're running on ELRS like myself, just click on it and then save. As you can see here, I've already saved mine. Next, connect your quad to Betaflight, click on update firmware, go to this firmware flasher, and then click load firmware local. Once you're there, select the file that you have just downloaded, click open. You'll see the details here, and then just click flash firmware. Once it has been flashed, all you need to do is just work out your normal configuration on Betaflight, and then you are ready to go and fly, just like what we are going to do right now. Damn, it's super hot, and because of you guys, I gotta come out at this time to show you guys the ND filter as well. Anyway guys, we are here at one of the largest mosques in Malaysia. Look at that. And the mosque has also got one of the tallest minarets in the whole world. Yeah, I nearly fell there. Anyway, we are gonna send the quad right now, and then we'll talk more about the ND filters, and also we'll be heading to the next location later for some light freestyle. Is that a myth? When everyone is talking that the PAVO20 Pro can freestyle. Let's test it out later as well. Right now, just enjoy the flight and let's go! Did you see that? It's like a match made in heaven. The smoothness of the PAVO20 Pro and the video quality of the DJI O4 Pro, just perfect. Now before we head on to the flippy floppy freestyle thingy, let's talk about the ND filter. Now when I first received the ND filters from BetaFPV, I actually put it onto the VX5 that then has got the DJI O4 Pro in it. But earlier in this video, you saw me crashing into a white concrete pillar, and that is when I actually lost the DJI O4 Pro and also the ND8. But what I want to tell you guys, and do take note of, that the DJI O4 Pro might have inconsistency on its size. I do not know why, but the first, when I actually installed this filter onto the DJI O4 Pro Air unit, it was snugly fit. So there is nothing wrong with this filter, but there is inconsistency on the DJI O4 Pro itself. So please do double check. But anyway, there's a solution coming up for you guys. Now let's just put this aside and we'll show you that this is fitted nicely onto the Air unit camera module. Now there we go, we can actually fit it in and it fits snugly in there. The click sound, and you cannot turn it anymore. Yeah, so it fits perfectly on the old camera module of the DJI O4 Pro. So that means there is nothing wrong with the BetaFPV ND filter, but there is inconsistency on the DJI O4 Pro camera module itself. Now let me show you guys, when I installed this on the new camera module, what happens. Get that click, it is click, and then you move this around, it is still movable, and yeah, it just comes off like that. So yes, with this, I can be sure that there is nothing wrong with the ND filter, but there is some inconsistency on the size of the camera module of the DJI O4 Pro Air unit. In fact, I really love the ND filter from BetaFPV themselves because it doesn't give me that color cast at all. What I meant by color cast is like a magenta-ish tone or a greenish tone on your video. Yes, sometimes the glasses of the ND filter might give you that cast, not the UV. If the UV filter gives you that kind of color cast, please take that UV filter and throw it into the dustbin. Anyway, let's move on with the solution from a genius FPV pilot all the way from Ontario, Canada. DC Moore, you are a lifesaver, buddy. This is the solution that he has brought us, a 3D printed ND filter holder to make sure that your filter can be securely attached to the camera module on the DJI O4 Pro. Now, how do you want to use this thing? Just print this out, fit it right into the camera module, perfectly fitted. Total genius, I would say. And then install your ND filter the same way that you have installed without the ND filter holder. Look at that. See? Perfectly fitted, and you got no more worries on your ND filters flying off mid-flight. But if you have the same issue like myself, I think mine it is extremely loose. Again, not because of the ND filter, it was because of the inconsistency on the DJI O4 Pro camera module itself. Please bring this back to DJI and have them check it out. Alright, now that we are done with the ND filter, it's time for us to get back to the flippy floppy part. But before that, please remember to subscribe to the channel and also turn on the notification bell for future content. I will appreciate all your help a lot. Let's go! Okay, let's dive straight into it without wasting any more time. We are at the abandoned open space car park where I actually lost the first AIO of the PAVO20 Pro 04, and we are back for revenge. And yes, I would say that the PAVO20 Pro O4 can definitely do some light freestyle, but anything too aggressive, you'll start seeing a lot of prop wash. Then again, this is actually a Cinewhoop. It was never meant to design for freestyle flying. So yep, if you want a backyard ripper and you do not want to fly a tiny whoop or maybe a toothpick, then yes, this is actually a good backyard ripper, I would say. So right now, I'll let you guys continue to enjoy this kind of freestyle session, and then we will head right to the third spot where I will let you guys know my final verdict on the PAVO20 Pro O4. Yes, here we are at the abandoned hotel that I've recently found. This is the third spot for today, and we are going to be ripping some 5-inch laser. Not going to be flying the PAVO20 Pro O4 here, but this is my final verdict on the PAVO20 Pro O4 from BetaFPV. I would say that this is actually an amazing quad and one of the best 2-inch Cinewhoop that I've flown so far. For cinematic flying, real estate flying, for jobs, I think this is going to be perfect because you don't need the action camera anymore, as the video quality from the O4 Pro is actually very good, except if you are really going in for like filming, cinema filming. I don't think it is sufficient, but for real estate flying, for events, for some quick job, I think this is perfect. But freestyle, for anyone who is actually going into the FPV hobby, coming into the FPV hobby, and you want to try your hands on freestyle, I would suggest you to go for quads like some tiny whoops for a start, and then go with the 3-inch or maybe a 5-inch, because then again, the Cinewhoops are not designed for freestyling. But yes, definitely, this can do some light freestyle, light. Nothing too aggressive, because just now when I was doing those kind of freestyle maneuver, when it landed, the antenna has actually got out from the quad itself. So for anyone who is doing a little bit more aggressive flying with this guy here, I would suggest you to find some tape or maybe a cable tie to tie your antenna so that it is secured to the frame. Yes. Other than that, I would say that yeah, this is going to be heading into my bag whenever I head out for my video shooting job. So remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell for all the future contents, and especially if you want to see how I rip this hotel, check out the shorts.